Hey, good morning, runners. It is meet day, and I know we were rushed it a little bit yesterday, so I want to take some time to go over the course with you guys for anyone that is interested. Um, this won't be too long, but there's just a few things I wanted to re-emphasize, and I know that you need a break from doing virtual learning, so why not just tune into this real quick, and we can make sure that we're all prepared for this evening. All right, so the yellow line is the first K, the red line is the second K, and the third line is the first line is the yellow. Um, oh my goodness, I'm all out of sorts, guys. The yellow line is the first K, the red line is the second K, and the green line is the third K. All right, so with that being said, as Kalani was saying yesterday, let's see if I can get a highlighter here. Excellent. And what color haven't we used? Blue. Okay. As Kalani was saying yesterday, this straight right here at the very beginning of the race, it is super important that you get your positioning. If you look at how some of our best runners ran last year, notably Luke, he would get right out in front at the beginning. So if you're one of those boys that when you're lining up at the beginning of the race and you're in that first or second row, I challenge you to get out pretty quickly, okay, and try to establish that position by the time you hit this corner right here, okay? Now, I would say as you're going through that first stretch, by the time you get to about right here, it's going to begin going downhill. So make sure it's nothing drastic, but it's enough where you're going downhill until you get to about here where I'm marking on the map. All right, so that's pretty significant in terms of how long you'll be going downhill. Make sure you watch your footing. Make sure you don't lose control of yourselves. All right, I know there's going to be a lot of adrenaline at the beginning. You're going to be amped up and ready to go. Don't lose your fundamentals, okay? All right, so as you round that turn, as Kalani said, if you're bigger and a little bit taller, you can afford to go to the outside part of that turn. But if you're smaller, don't be lost on the outside. Make sure you take that inside, okay? For you boys out in front, if you're out there in front, you can do whatever you want because you're going to be out in front, okay? Just make sure you watch your footing. Now, as I kind of said yesterday, this little rectangle right here that I'm drawing is uneven surface, all right? And instead of it being flat like this, it's going to be like this, okay? So you're going to be running sideways on a hill for probably about maybe 100 or 150 meters. Make sure during this time that, yes, you're focused on your pacing. Yes, you're focused on the people in front of you, but more importantly, make sure that your footing is steady because I don't want you to roll an ankle at the beginning or the mid part of this race. All right. So pretty much that's what that little area entails. Guys, this up here is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be flat. There'll be some sort of bridge, if I recall correctly, as you go from this point to this point. It will be kind of tight around here, but overall, it shouldn't be bad. It's pretty self-explanatory. Make sure you take this corner and this corner pretty well. Again, if you're that bigger guy, you can afford to take that outside. If you're a tinier dude, make sure you get in the inside. Kalani and I are going to be here for our first K. Okay, we'll be screaming out those times. Remember, if you can do some mental math, you don't have to, but if you can do some mental math, whatever time we tell you, multiply that by 3. That's your race pace right there. Okay. You top guys, look, that first K is always fast. That second K is always a little bit slower. But you first guys, I expect you to be around there at 3:30. Okay. If you're varsity level guy, I want you there around from 3:30 if you're a top guys to about 3:50, 3:55. If you're a JV guys, I would say that you need to be there from about 3:45 to about 4:20 ish. And then if you're reserve, man, I would love to see you under or around that 5-minute mark when you cross that first K. The second K is really simple. You're going to be doing a straightaway. You'll take that turn. You'll be doing another straightaway. Again, on that second K, as you go from this dotted line to this line that I drew earlier, that's going to be you going uphill. Remember what we've said in practice. Hills can demoralize your opponents, okay? Don't take them easy because that's going to give your opponent some confidence. So make sure as you're going up that hill, make sure that your steps, you're chopping into the hill. All right, you're taking short steps into that hill. You're looking up. You're not too far hunched over. And then as you get to the end of that, charge it. All right, it's called cresting the hill. Charge that hill so that when you get on flat surface, it kind of catapults you forward. And again, if you're racing a dude and he sees you charging up that hill and he's spent, man, he's going to be demoralized. So let's make that happen. Around this area, I'm going to go ahead with a different color real quick. I'll go purple. Around this area are going to be a lot of parents, okay? And that can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. Don't let it throw you off your pace, okay? Yeah, you'll probably get a little bit of a momentum boost because they'll be there. But also make sure you're not, going 100 miles an hour as you go through there, and then you're dead for that rectangle of despair. So keep your pace. At this point in your second K, you're mentally challenging yourself. Hey, can I keep this pace throughout the rest of the race? Again, down here is our third K or our second K marker. I think I actually have to erase this to scroll down. So just give me a sec. Yeah, there we go. All right. So with that being said, you'll hit your second K right here. Man, I didn't erase. Unbelievable. My bad, boys. Let's see if I can correct that real quick. Maybe not. Let's oh, nice. Nope. Bear with me, gents. Bear with me. Let me just load that again real fast. This is the first time I've actually marked on something, so I apologize. All right, we're back. So as you go into that third K, this is what we call the rectangle of despair, okay? It is big, it is challenging, but it's flat, okay? The hard part about this is that you're on your last K. It is open field. You can see everybody, and there's not going to be a lot of people back here watching you. So, I said it yesterday, and I want to repeat it again today, that this part of the race is mental, okay? You're going to be physically hurting. We know that. It's cross country. It's not meant to feel good. But at this time in that race, you need to be challenging yourself to keep going, okay? And I told you yesterday that your goal during this time is not to be passed by anyone in a red shirt, and it is to pass at least one kid in a red shirt, okay? So you're going to go down, you're going to kind of go through some woods, and then I'm going to be standing around here. Me or Kwani will be standing around here. As you get to us, we're going to tell you to accelerate, all right? You're not going your final sprint yet, not yet, okay? But kind of like a stride out when we run across the football field, you don't go 100% first. You ramp up, and then that halfway mark, you go. You're ramping up when you see us around here, all right? You'll ramp up around these turns. Make sure you're in control. Don't turn it too wide, okay? And then when you do that final turn, you have about half of a track, maybe 250 meters left to go, okay? And that's when you just need to let it loose. It's one big straightaway. I don't think you'll be going uphill at all. I think this should be pretty much flat. There will be parents on each side of you. And as you finish, do not stop at the flags, all right? Run through the flags. Every finish line is different, but usually there'll be flags that kind of shoot you in like a little tunnel. Make sure you do not stop until you get to the end of the tunnel. We don't want to lose because you held up at the last second and someone passed you going through the flags, okay? I think that's it. Make sure that you're welcome to email me or text me if you have any questions. As a reminder, we do have an Instagram page for our team. I know the parents know that, but I'm not sure if y'all know that. It is PMMSXC. So you can join that if you want. We'll be posting with tonight's results and a picture from the meet. Let's go ahead, do our business today, gents. Let's start that season off right. The road to repeat as conference champs, and let's beat Southport. Thank you for watching.